these small places in our mind that we're not willing to think outside of only what we've seen. Our mind works in such a small compartment. And one thing I was able to do was to dream. Many people that don't make dreams you can master. But I was able to dream outside those four walls of that small town. And destined to become.
What do you mean, don't make dreams your master?
A lot of people sit back and they dream about being a sports figure, or dream about being a SEAL, or dream about being an astronaut. And all it is a dream. They don't put the work behind the dream. That dream has become their master. When you become the master of your dream, is when you say, I want to go be a Navy SEAL. And you say, okay, I'm going to lose 106 pounds in less than 3 months. The dream was the one thing I thought about, and the dream was now gone. Now, what comes in, the dream goes away, and the laundry list of details and tasks come up. Gotta do this, gotta do this, gotta do this, gotta do this. That's when you become the master of your dream. So, a lot of people out there dreaming. Like if you go to whatever company, they have this mission statement on how we want to run our company. I made one for myself on how I want to be. And that is why if people can make up a mission statement, an ethos in which they want to live by, and every morning you wake up, you hold yourself accountable to that mission, not a company's, your own. Make up your own mission statement. What do you want to be in life? And once you do that, now you can work with somebody to get better. You can work with yourself to get better. But until you know what you want to stand for, you will always just be sitting down. You'll never stand for anything. It feels good to talk about that shit, man. It actually makes you feel good, makes you feel proud, all that shit. Guess what happens? That alarm clock goes off at 4 a.m. to train. I don't want to be a SEAL today. I don't want to be whatever today. I'll start tomorrow. And that's the usual pattern of people's lives. That's why I talk about clearing out the mind. Until you really want to do something, you're always going to be a talker. You're always going to run your mouth. What you have to do first as a human being. So before I started my journey on trying to become hard and trying to find all this book about David Goggins, I first had to master one thing. The fact that I had to become real with who the fuck I am. I had to stop lying to myself and hold myself accountable. So yes, I also was the biggest person of saying, oh, you know what? My hips kind of hurting. I can make up this story and just kind of get out of this. No, because now I worked on myself first before I started my journey. So now, if I'm in that situation, I know I'm lying to myself, I'm lying to everybody else.
Zoe,
so if I have fixed that problem,
I can't really hear you, but I got the headset.
I have now fixed the story that I'm trying to tell people of why I did quit, but it's just a story that I made up because I've already fixed the problem that I'm no longer telling stories. I'm holding myself accountable for my actions every day of my life. That takes away that equation. But that equation is a hard one to do before you start your journey, is that you have to have a code, an ethos of yourself. Every man and woman must form their own ethos on what they stand for in their or her life. They have to stand for something, or you stand for nothing. So when you're in that situation, it's hard for you to lie because you can't lie, because you know now I hold myself to a higher standard than even the Navy SEALs are holding me up. You have to want it. You have to want to be better. And it starts off with you have to have pride in yourself. You have to have pride in yourself. You have to have just something about you, whether it's your last name, whether it's just the smallest thing. You have to be proud of yourself. If you have no pride in yourself, I can't give it to you.
Was going to compromise.
Always. I'm very proud of myself. That's why when people said, you know what you can do better than can't hurt me. Roger that. Well, let's see. It's that pride that wakes you up. Not talking about bad pride. The attention to detail for the human being I want to do. I call this thing, like, I want to be the standard. I want to be that guy. Like, every place I went in the military, there was this ethos about how this place is, how we're going to live, how we're going to represent ourselves. And I walked around and I saw that most people didn't live up to that ethos. You have to want it. You have to want to be a stronger version of yourself. I can't give you that. That's something that you have to want. You have to have a desire and a hunger and a dog that wants to become a stronger human being. Is you have to believe that you are here on this earth. So it changed my whole mindset, really. I was thinking, like, why the hell did God put me here? What am I doing here? If you have that mentality, you can be nothing. You have to believe that you are here for a reason. That there's some reason. Me getting beat up, me getting tortured, me being bullied, me being born with no foundation, me having to figure all this shit out on my own, figure out this indestructible mental toolbox, had to be for a reason. And my reason, I believe now, I know for a fact, was to unlock the code of human potential. You have to learn, what do you want in your life? We have so much influence coming at us that we are so lost. We don't know what we want to do because we don't spend enough time with ourselves. You have to learn to shut off a phone, shut off a computer, shut off a TV. And it's okay to sit in a room by yourself in a chair and just think about you, where I want to be, where do I see myself tomorrow, the next year that. And it takes a lot of self-discipline to be able to do that nowadays. You want to be so attached to everything. You want to be so caught up with the world. The world's moving too fast. The world's moving so fast that you're trying to keep up to the point where you lose yourself in the world. So you have to take that time to go to that dark place in your mind and discover who you are. Greatness is whatever the hell you dreamed of in your own mind. You got to first see it. You got to first create this vision in your mind. And then that's when I come into play. Once you create this vision in your mind, it's how am I going to get there now? And that's when I come into play. But first, you got to create your own vision. And it's not external about, okay, you need to be better here, you need to be better here, you need to overcome this, overcome that. And I do a good job of doing that. You talk about no classes, no nothing. There's no purpose in your life. You know, people need to have purpose to get up. They need purpose to perform. You need to get to a point in your life where there's nothing on the docket. There's no 5K. There's no I want to get into school to be this or that. It's still perform to the highest level. Because what people don't get is one day that thing's going to come up. And if you're not constantly performing without purpose, you're not going to be ready when the time comes. It's this magical thing, purpose, that we're all looking for. But what's funny about it all is that we need these things to perform. But we don't realize the purpose never leaves us. Because the very purpose is you. You are always the purpose. There may be another purpose, like being a SEAL or going to college. Or
let me know when you're leaving and stuff. Just come turn this light on and let me know.
So if you wake up in the morning and you don't want to do something, you don't care enough about yourself. And that's what you need to really research is, man, why am I not doing this for myself? Because that is the number one purpose in life, is to better oneself. So that's the only purpose I need. So the reason I give every day, even though there's no races, there's no school, there's nothing in front of me, is because I have pride in myself. When you really sit back at your life and you're in that dark room,
you're leaving?
Looking at when you started, you tell yourself,
see you later.
No, man, my mom is this way, my stepdad got murdered, my dad beat the shit out of me, I can't read and write to save my soul, I've lied about it to everybody, I've cheated on all these tests. My God, man. And then you put a goal in your mind. How are you going to feel, man, when you accomplish this goal coming from that? Coming from the hell you came from. A lot of people start from a good starting point. They have a good foundation. What if you can surpass all of them? What if everybody who was way up here started up here, and you had You start with no legs. You had to grow legs to even start walking, and then crawling, and then running. And then you start passing people, and all this, give it to them. I had to use all this negative that was making me weak and horrible person. I had to use this as the power that now you got to flip it on its head and say, hold up. This might be exactly what I need. The darkness is exactly what I need. It's how you look at your situation. And I was looking at it all done. I'd rather you hate me and get better than like me and stay the same. A lot of us are full of shit. I was one of those people back in the fucking day. And sometimes I'm still full of shit. We think that we're working our ass off, working hard. You know, we've been working out hard in the gym for a month, but we haven't seen any results. So we get all fucking down and poopy pants and shit. You study for 30 minutes for a fucking test, and you didn't do as well as you thought. What the fuck do you expect? You're not putting in the work. You have to do more. You gotta stop telling yourself that you're doing enough. In life, it's never enough until you feel.
Actually, I'm not leaving right this second.
Oh shit, man.
Not right this
I'm
second.
not working the crowd. I'm not working everybody.
What happened?
I'm leaving in about like 5 minutes actually.
Okay, why?
Because I have to, you know, I'm going
Stay
outside.
hard.
Okay.
What we don't do is we don't go inside. So really kill yourself inside out. Read the book that's like we're writing a book every day of our lives, but we never read that book. So what I would challenge this young man or young woman to do is you have to look inside of yourself to see what you really want. What are you passionate about? We use these words and these little phrases of only the strong survive and all this other. They're all just words. I get so tired of hearing people just talk. Like right now, someone may think God is just talking. You don't know me. So when I speak from passion. I speak from experience. I speak from suffering. When you want to achieve the highest goal of all time, you are going to have to learn how to get your kicked all the way up that damn mountain. And then you get up. So all the way, if you want to be successful, you got the bottom that sucks. The middle is extremely hard. In the top, it sucks worse than all. So you better learn how to get the oxygen at the very top. So why do you care about what people are thinking when they're not trying to go where you're trying to go? Painful. It is, especially nowadays in this society. We like to surround ourselves. It makes us feel so good. Those people who say it's okay. It's okay. It's not okay. Important. It is. But you have to have the truth from people. Hey, you're not working your butt off hard enough. You're not trying hard enough. You all think you're trying hard, but what are you gauging that off of? Are you gauging off of, like I talked to this one kid the other day. College is kicking my... I said, what are you gauging that off of? I go, are you trying? Yeah, I'm trying. I'm studying hard. I go, what are you gauging trying hard off of? Well, in high school, I didn't have to try at all. And I made great grades. In college, I'm trying hard. You're trying hard compared to what you did in high school, which was it came easy to you. So your reality is something you created off of something easy. So you trying hard is 2 hours of studying. I'm going to tell you the difference in trying hard and trying hard. Trying hard is something in your mind just doesn't stop. Where you know 2 hours isn't enough. So it's all about, you know, reality and what you're basing things off of. A lot of this stuff is just words. Like, you know, you can say all these creeds and all this crap, you know, hey, to be hard, yeah. I mean, you know, everybody can go online and read all these creeds to me. So I can tell you right now, it's a fundamental change, but it's much deeper than that. I mean, you know, like, people don't know how to do it because people don't truly want to do it. That's why people say, hey, how did you do this and how did you lose 100 pounds in 60 days? Well, you know, you're asking me how. You're already wasting your time. Like, when I sat back and said, it has to be a true want. It can't come and go. If I motivate you right now to go run 100 miles or to run 2 miles and it's 20 degrees out in Chicago, you open your doors, it's fucking cold, go back inside. A person that's driven, you will open the doors, I'll put gloves on, I gotta get my running. So once you change your mind and believe that I need to be driven, but what the fuck drives you? Only you can answer that. And what drove me was I'm going to become better than what the hell I am today. Some people don't know what it is that drives it, but you got to go on that journey first. Once you figure out that you're in a race amongst billions of people that live in this world, you're in a race by yourself. You have a purpose. It's your purpose, not anyone else's purpose. It is your purpose and only your purpose, and it's your race. So then you're like, hey, man, I'm doing my thing. I'm doing the best of my ability. What's next? There's no longer these small increments to get through life. Because once you figure out why you're here, it just becomes a process. What I realized on my journey was a lot of us don't believe that we can achieve the impossible. And along my journey, I started realizing, man, I got to tell some people about this shit, man. Like, I discovered something that some people have, but they don't even know. All of us have it. But along this way, I wasn't, like I said, I became a practitioner. And I was like, my God, I'm busting down so many barriers of, like, I have a learning disability. Okay, but I'm catching up with everybody. I figured that out. I figured out all these different things in my life that were keeping me in this hole. I'm like, I gotta tell people, man, that, hang on a second, man. You can achieve the absolute impossible. You don't need great parents. You don't need, like, a private school. You don't need to have this humongous GPA and all this other shit. What you need is the one thing I talk about in my book, which is straight up brutal work ethic. You have to be willing to outwork everybody in the world. And that's the hard part. That's the hard part. This isn't like some 5-step process. If you do these 5 steps, you're going to end up with this magical world. Nah, I'm basically teaching you how to callous over your victim's mentality. I'm teaching you how to, like, I did 67,000 pull-ups in training for the pull-up record. I was seriously callousing my hands to protect them. What I'm trying to do with people is teach them how to find more of themselves to where they empower themselves. I'm all about the underdog. Mediocrity is everywhere right now. And we're all trying to find an easy way out. And we're judging ourselves. Let's say there's 10 people in this room, and we're all mediocre. But I'm the best of the mediocre people. I now think I'm great. I'm great. We surround ourselves around people that make us feel great, that tell us what we want to hear. The second we put ourselves amongst the uncommon people, we don't like that thing. That challenge and feel that of that person breaking at 3:30 in the morning saying, hey, put gin on and go for a run. We don't like that challenge. We like that person who says, hey, you know, man, I don't feel good today, man. And they say, oh, it's okay, brother. Take a day off, man. Get a pizza and shit. Watch the game. We like that. We love that feeling. Why? Because you understand, man, we're good, bro. We don't want that motherfuckers like this. Hey, man, no, bro. That person's constantly, you know, making us feel nice and good and secure in ours. That's the mediocrity of life. We want to be the best amongst the average people, having a savage mentality. Civilized is something where people, it's a comfortable world. A lot of us say, you know, like, for instance, I see these athletes right now who retire. You know, I'm 38, you know, I'm 39. I did 20 years at the top of my game, and I'm chilling out now. You see them a year later and how they look. What the hell just happened to you, dude? What the hell? You're one of the greatest athletes of all time. Kids looked up to you. Women, men of all ages looked up to you. And they hit the pinnacle where it's time to retire, and their mind says, wow, I'm civilized. The worst thing that could ever happen to any human being is they become civilized. Is that total accountability doesn't go away, man. You gotta wake up, even though you retired, you never retired. You're setting the example every single day of your life. And being civilized feels so good. I'm sorry, man. Once you get to the top, you may retire, but you ain't never coming back home, man, because now you're judged. People see you falling off. You want to be that guy who knows I may be retired from the sport or from wherever I did, but I'd be damned if you ever see me looking like, feeling like not arriving. People, I've arrived. I've arrived mentality. You're always setting the example. Civilization feels so good. These comfortable feelings are what people want me about. My God, man, you're just wired different. Not wired different, dude. The whole accountability mirror, every morning I woke up, I had a real conversation with that dirty mirror. And every day, the same answer came back to me. Do you want to be on your deathbed knowing that you could, but you didn't? And so every day I kept saying that. Now every day I wake up thinking, I'm a piece of shit. I'm a piece of shit. But I don't have the courage and the strength and the self-discipline to do what he did. So it's a constant reminder, I don't have the courage, but you do. You do have the courage. He said, I know that to get to the very end, I can see it right now. So before I went to bus, and I was on weight shit, I saw myself walking across the stage. And that feeling that I was nowhere near that feeling, I was able to put myself there a million times every day. That feeling of like, my God, that is going to feel amazing. That's what made me suffer. That's what allowed the pain to 18 months, 6 months, it took me 18. That's what woke me up every morning was I'm going to put myself through this much pain and suffering for a few seconds. That's all it is. A few seconds of joy. It's so worth it, man. They say, how are you going to feel at the end of this? I was hurt, man. Like literally, I had to overcome so much those first 26 years of my life. And I still do every day today. You know, it's not over. But the mentality of can't hurt me is just that. Man, what's in front of you, man, you have to face, you have to confront, you have to overcome and move forward. So my father, you know, some of the kids that bullied me, my learning disabilities, all these things I went through, like stuttering, you know, had so many different issues, failing, I'd overcome them. Or they would have overcame me. It's all about mindset. That's it, man. You have to change the dialogue within your head. And one thing I guarantee you, there's some stat out there about January 1. All that kindling that you started, all that motivation usually burn out about 10 to 12 days later. So let's see how far you can take that. 10 to 12 days, man. People always come in, man, hey, I want a workout program. I don't want to give them anymore because you can waste my time. Because I know most people out there, once that alarm clock goes off, the wrong time of the day, I'm not going to the gym.
Right, or they get the workout program, but then they're like, hey, they hit you up again. What kind of watch do I need to get?
That's right.
What kind of shoes?
That's
right.
right.
Just keep coming.
Keep coming, man.
Day goes by without anything going on.
Keep coming. Go to the store, buy a pair of shoes, and Merry Christmas. Have fun with that shit. Call me after you lose some weight running in the dirt, and then we'll work on some other shit.
Right.
Get your base on. It's an endless process. Endless process. All that shit that I went through in my life to get here today, it is tattooed. It is tattooed in my brain. Every day I wake up, I am constantly battling that person that is like, man, you know, back in the day, this happened to you, man. You know, like, you got caught so many times, and your dad beat the out of you, man, and, you know, you couldn't read in this daggone junior year. All these things start to creep up, even now where you're at today. Every day, you're having to constantly battle, continue to always challenge yourself every day. So I got an email the other day. This guy's talking about he's struggling to get up. Wants to go to the gym and start grinding early in the morning. I said, when I was 24, I had the same condition, man, the same problem. So I started studying it. And while I studied it, I came with this crazy conclusion. I was just being a bitch. When I say bitch, it's not gender specific. It's a mindset. In English, it means weak, soft, feel sorry for yourself. Get your ass up and raise them up. Work with anybody. No matter how bad they are. But that's the part people don't want to dive into. A lot of people, you know, wonder, how did you become this? How did you become so vulnerable? How are you doing a podcast now when you were this kid? You overcame things. You fought them. And now this is what happens. This is on the other side of overcoming. You become very, very powerful when you overcome yourself. All those things you once cowered from, you were afraid of, and you face them eye to eye every day. You now become. You meet the people in the same situation that you're in life. Those people become your friends. Instead of you trying to get out of that situation and become better, those people are in that.
I think you are.
So I get that all the time now. People would constantly remind me of who I used to be back in the day. And they always come out of the woodworks, man. Versus like,
That's still happening?
you know what? When you come from a small town, and you come from a place that a lot of people don't want to come out of it and get out of it, and all you want to do is become somebody, when you have small town is a real mentality. You've got to be able to get out and let your mind see open-mindedness. Because a small town, what it does to you is it closes your mind. Completely closes your mind. Not everybody. This isn't everybody. A lot of people. You have to be able to go out there and create open-mindedness. You need space. You need space to see the world. Like a lot of racism, a lot of ignorance in the world, it comes from people not being out and seeing other things, seeing other people, seeing all kind of shit. That's why we judge so harshly, because our minds are so closed to the reality of life. Period. Some people get confused when I talk. That's why I have two speeches when I talk to people. One speech is very, toned down, but how I feel when I talk about it is very passionate because I'm reliving what the hell I had to go through to become successful. Because you gain mental toughness, or you gain like self-esteem from the age of 6 to the age of 12. In that time in my life, I was getting beat up mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. I literally had nothing, and I'm imagining what I'm talking about. I'm imagining the hardcore journey that I had to go through to become a successful human being. So right now, me talking to you, my armpits are sweating in my house. It's like 68 degrees because I'm actually living what it took for me to become successful and how I had to stop feeling sorry for myself and get in the fight, stay in the fight, and how hard it was to maintain fighting. Everything I said I did, I truly did not want to do. I did it because I wanted to better myself. I didn't want to sit back and say, I'm happy with where I'm at. I wanted to be great. I wanted to be great. And that's what I did. I wanted to, like a piss poor, but I actually started loving the fact that I had nothing to start with. And I started flipping my mind that way, but as I started realizing that you need nothing but the breath in your lungs to become great. And once I realized that, once I started pushing myself to different limits and realized it just takes you changing your mind, how you think about situations and how you think about let's say you have a deck of cards and you're playing war and you have a bunch of 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, and 1 10. If you put down a 5, I put down a 5, and we go to war, I may take your aces. I'm back in the game. It's all about how you look at life. And when I started realizing that, life became more to me than I want to become this to make myself feel better. It became, I'm on a journey now. I'm about to see what a human being, that human being being David God is, what the can I do? What can I achieve? How great can I become? How far can I go? What are the limits of God? Do I have limits? So I took the whole, I wanted to feel good about myself. And after I realized that with this breath and going to the crap table with your last $1,000, and you say, you know what? I'm going to put everything on black. And hopefully I win. On the plan, think about that shit. The guy that came from nothing, I put my whole life, I'm going to go out here and put everything on David Goggins to be a Navy SEAL. Not to go be a Boy Scout or some shit. I'm Navy SEAL. And I look at that, and I did all this shit just to get the opportunity to succeed. That's what people don't understand, man. People see the end result. I remember that guy saying, my God, man, I can't believe what God just done. I put everything, ruin relationships, ruin this, ruin that, put everything on. In fact, I have to become someone in this world, or I'm no good for anybody. I have a thing called the cookie jar. And the cookie jar is a bunch of that I had to go through to become, like I said, I was David Goggins, and David Goggins was a meek man, and how I became Goggins. And Goggins is a guy that can endure anything. And so I'm able to go to my cookie jar and find a whole bunch of cookies that remind me of who the f*** I am and where I came from and how hard it was to get there. So when times get bad for me, I reach in the cookie jar and I pull out a cookie. And sometimes the cookie says, hey, you went through 3 weeks in 1 year. And sometimes it may say this, it may say that. It reminds me every day of, hey, when times get bad, you endure all shit. And, it's just, that's what keeps me going. And knowing that I can get through anything. I believe, honestly, that we're all here for a purpose. And I believe that my purpose, which is why you can't run from it. If you believe in anything above you, whether it's God or whatever the hell you believe in, or you're just yourself, you can't run from your path, because why? Your path is leading you to a spot to help someone else. If I take a left, because that path's easier, I'm up the whole damn process of life. I'm supposed to go down this path right here in front of me, because this path's going to take me here, because now I can turn back around and help people along the path that I made. So basically what I'm doing now, my journey now is to go back and pick up all the people who are like, how? Asking that question, how? And people think that you have to come from this great family with great knowledge and great money and great success in private schools to become someone successful. My journey is telling you something very different. You can come from nothing. And as long as you believe you have a breath of air and the will to succeed, you can do something. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm trying to share this story with people and let them know that you don't need to be great. You are your own hero. You are your own leader. You are your own master. And that is a big one, because we idolize so many people. Mm-hmm. And we mimic. You be them. You are them. You become them. And you lose you. And we look up to so many people in this world who will let us down. We're humans. Mm-hmm. I'm going to let you down. You're going to let somebody down. And you put on a pedestal, you then lose time when that person comes up and lets you down. Mm-hmm. You must hold yourself accountable, and being your hero, that's what that does. You make yourself so totally accountable for. A piece of sky, every night, loving alone, and far away, spinning around, without rules, zero is there, whatever I do. I've been left to pay. Take some questions that you never again. And die in your arms if you dare to. Here comes the light, your eyes be true. Coming down. Smash away, just to forget. Cover is empty, really need food. Summer is way down. Such a way, Oh, brother. Now strong now. Take it all, set it down. Kiss in the real you. So boy, you're right. Trust you was my wife. I don't think so. I don't think so. $1 town for the century, $1 million at stake. Search for your demigod. Trust you once in a while. Never been down, never been down. I don't think so. Never been down, never been down. I don't think so. Never been down, never been down. Sex in your life. There's no sex in your life. There's no sex in your life. There's no sex in your life. Trust you was my wife. Never been down. I don't think so. She believes that life is made up of all the chance. Rock and roll, stuck out 3 days. Twisted happiness is a mountain that sits on her doorway. But outside, it starts to I'm a little bit rusty and I think my head's caving in. And I don't know if I'm about to real love. My hand has touched me and I feel like something's gonna give. And I'm a little bit angry about this ain't over. Even my fear. Not what I'm still to do. It's all on me. I change it. Yeah, we just like you do. I wanna push you around where I wanna push you down where I will. I'll take you where I'm twisted when I think that the truth is gonna hurt you. And I don't know why your clothes are still with me. Couldn't stand up being near you when my face don't seem to want to shine. 'Cause it's a little bit 10 miles, baby.
Setting us up for success tomorrow, man. You're doing 20 tomorrow.
Hello? Hey, Dad. Hey, that's me. It's your son, Dad. I told you to leave me alone. You're not my son. Come on, Dad. Came a long way. Won't listen. Let's talk. Come on. Leave me alone. Come on. Let's get you cleaned up. Hey, Dad. Come on. Dad. Relax, Dad. You can't help me. You don't have to live with the heartache you keep, 'cause I don't need no apologies. I tried to write you out to get some closure. The more the years went by, we got cold shoulders. The more I realized as I got older, we can turn it all around. Don't you beat yourself into the ground. I hope you know because I don't need no apologies. I know you tried your best and now you struggle. The cards that you got down, you can't give trouble. I see you in me and I see trouble. I can tell it all alone. I hope you know. You don't have to say sorry. You don't have to live with the heartache story. You don't have to carry the weight that you keep, 'cause I don't need no apologies. We can turn it all around if you don't turn your back on me. We can turn it all around if you don't turn your back on me. We can turn it all around if you don't turn your back on me. We can turn it all around. You don't have to say no sorry. We don't have to change the story. You don't have to carry the weight that you keep, 'cause I don't need no apologies.
Let's go jump. Oh yeah. Let's go. go, baby. That's just a warm-up. That's just a warm-up, baby. We're about to hit a 10-mile run out in the sun.